Hey everyone, and welcome to another discussion day on Understandable English. On discussion days, I choose a topic and I give you some vocabulary to practice with. Afterwards, I tell you my thoughts on the topic and you can share yours in the comments down below. As always, I'll help you fix your mistakes. Today's topic is Thanksgiving, a tasty holiday full of turkey. But first, let's take a look at some Thanksgiving vocabulary. First we have turkey, a type of bird that is eaten during Thanksgiving in the United States. My mom bought a huge turkey, so we are going to have a lot to eat for Thanksgiving this year. Native Americans, the people living in the Americas before Europeans came. There are many different tribes or groups of Native Americans, all with their own customs and traditions. Also, take note that some people still say the word Indians instead of Native Americans. This is an old word and we don't like to use that anymore. Now we say Native Americans. Feast, a large meal to celebrate something. The Thanksgiving feast is the biggest tradition during Thanksgiving. Wishbone, a bone from the turkey. Two people make a wish, then break the bone together. Whoever has the biggest piece, their dream comes true. My sister broke the wishbone with my cousin. As always, a full list of new vocabulary for this topic, Thanksgiving, can be found in the description under the video. Now, Thanksgiving is often seen as a uniquely American holiday, but that's not completely true. Thanksgiving is also celebrated in Canada and Brazil and in some other places as well, but it's all a little bit different and they have different traditions and dates. So today we're going to focus on the American Thanksgiving because I'm American. Thanksgiving, in general, is a day where we give thanks. That is, we say thank you. We typically do this using food. We show our thankfulness around a big table or a big feast, a meal. Thanksgiving in the United States is always celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November, so nearly the end of November. In school, we always got a few days off of school, that is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, plus Saturday and Sunday. So it was a fun holiday or vacation from school. Adults typically get Thursday and Friday off as well, so they have a long weekend or a 4-day holiday, 4-day vacation. My family typically celebrated Thanksgiving twice. Once with my aunts and uncles and cousins, my grandma and my grandpa on my mom's side of the family, and we did the same thing on my dad's side of the family with those grandpas and grandmas, cousins and uncles and aunts. On my mom's side, we would typically drive south to my grandma's or my aunts and uncle's house. There, we would celebrate all day with a big feast full of food and desserts, and we would also play lots of games and hang out, have fun with each other. Some of the highlights, or the best parts, I remember from my childhood, being down there with my cousins and my aunts and uncles, were the adventures we had at the kids' table. Typically, the adults would sit at one table, and the kids, well, we would sit at a different table and have our own little bit of fun. There was also a ping pong table in the basement, so the cousins could have an adventure playing lots of ping pong and having fun in the basement as well. On Thanksgiving Day, that is Thursday, there is also a very famous parade in New York City with very, very large balloons. Maybe you've seen it before. Of course, if you are in New York City, you can go watch this parade live. But for me, who doesn't live in New York City, we could watch this on television. My family didn't often watch this. It was never that interesting to me, so I don't really know much about this parade other than it happens every year, and there are big balloons, lots of music, and lots of Thanksgiving fest and cheer. There is also typically an American football game that is played on this day, and many people watch. But my family, we are always very busy having fun and eating turkey and eating food, so we typically don't watch this game, but a lot of people do. On my dad's side of the family, we would typically drive up or north to my grandparents' house. They live in the middle of the woods on a lake in a very beautiful place. On this side of the family, I have too many cousins and aunts and uncles to count, and we would all stay in one little house with my grandma. It was very packed, but lots and lots of fun. One tradition we always had with my cousins up at my dad's side of the family was to play a game of American football in the street during Thanksgiving. Now, this was nothing serious, it was all for fun, but lots of times there was snow or there was very cold weather, so it was a very crazy, fun, slippery game of football. Afterwards, we typically felt cold, so we came inside and Grandma's hot cocoa would warm us up. Sometimes, if we were feeling brave, we could go for a quick swim in the lake. Typically at this time, the lake is starting to freeze and have ice on it, but we always tried to see who could be the last one to swim in the lake every year. But of course, with Thanksgiving, the most important part is the food. Every family in every region of every state has a different recipe for different foods that they put on the table for Thanksgiving. But the most important thing is always turkey. There will always be turkey on a Thanksgiving table. You will most likely also find a mixture or a variant of mashed potatoes. You might find some cranberries. You will most likely find some sort of stuffing, which is like a bread and some vegetables, some herbs all mixed together and cooked inside of the turkey. There are also plenty of sweets and desserts. There are pies and cookies, ice cream. Americans never miss an opportunity to eat their sweets. I'm from the Midwestern part of the United States, so a classic for my family is Snicker salad. Now, what is Snicker salad? That sounds a bit strange. Is it sweets or is it a healthy salad? Well, it's a salad, but it has pudding, Snickers, chocolate, apples, and caramel. So it's probably not super healthy, but it is quite delicious. It may seem quite disgusting or terrible to you, but as we say in English, don't knock it until you try it. So, I've told you about Thanksgiving. Now you tell me, what are you thankful for in life? Do you have any traditions that are similar to Thanksgiving in your country? Which Thanksgiving dish or dessert seems the most delicious to you, and why? Don't forget to write your answers in the comments below, and I'll fix your mistakes. As always, the new vocabulary and questions are in the description under the video, so you can look at them and learn. If you learned something new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Toodles!